So you are familiar with the topic as well. Evolution of communication ಅಂತ India.
Morning, please, nice to meet you. Didn't get your handle that. Could you go ahead, please?
First class. Could you go through it and read it?
Okay.
I will read whatever questions. Okay. Questions. I am familiar with it.
Sir, could you repeat that again, please? Negative. Some QRM from the other side. Good morning. Sorry, didn't get the handle straight. There's some QRM here. Actually, a lot of hands in the shack, so a little bit of chattering going on. Thank you, Charlie, for checking in. U3 BOP, Bopana, good morning. Any traffic for the next?
U3 NLC BOP, good morning. Again, all stations go back as office you're coming in high and
hello, what's up?
Good copy on that. And so all of you waiting for the collective
Thank you, Bopana, for checking in and do stand by, Bopana. For the time being, Bopana. Any more check-ins for the morning R3 net? U3 UNO calling. Bit of QRM from the repeater side. Did hear about something you said about the daughter. Birthday or something you had?
I'm picking up everybody from the terrace.
Okay, Shashi. Roger that. I think the Gururaj night set it on to wake her up. Fine, Shashi. Do stand by. Any more check-ins for morning R3 net? Usually you are not calling. They have CFR, CKP. Go ahead, Prakash. Any traffic for the morning net? CFR. CKP,
Praveen.
Behind the CP. Thank you, Prakash, for checking in. And good signal there. I think your mic Oscar at the moment. So stand by, Prakash. U3 CKP. Good morning there,
Praveen.
Praveen, go ahead. Any traffic for the net?
You know, this is the good morning.
Sir, are you left? Okay. New sir. Thank you all stations. Request all stations to stand by, please. Because today we are conducting the Sunday News Bulletin. And today the bulletin will be presented by U3 November Papa Yankee. The topic for discussion today is the evolution of handbrake. At the shack, we have BGM master today, and he's live broadcasting the bulletin. Small hands who can tune in from all over the world. And the link is on View Hands, posted yesterday night. It's also on the amateur radio. For people who don't have the amateur radio to View Hands access, you can just Google out as to Sunday Morning Bulletin, and it will pop up there. So now I put the mic back to GGM, who will introduce the topic and read it out on behalf of the renowned Papa Yankee.
It's very patriotic.
Open up, go ahead.
Just a small, actually I'm watching you live, but I think if you can just have a little more light on the shack, I think it would be great. Yeah, it's a little bit dull. And the streaming of course is a little slow, but I think it's not a problem.
Go for 10 minutes. The streaming will be 20 seconds delayed, and we'll adjust the lighting in a while, Bopana. I do stand by Bopana. And I think PRH, you had a contact for BLR, I suppose. Sorry, you forgot about that. Could you take it up on 145.00 PRH? Go ahead.
Everybody?
Madhu, good morning. Go ahead, Madhu, any traffic?
Yeah, morning, all of us. Right now, close to Coca-Cola Policy. We'll be visiting like
Thank you, Madhu, for checking in. Nice to hear you on VHF, Madhu. 73 and stand by, Madhu. Yankee Zulu, Sampath, good morning. Any traffic? Go ahead, Sampath.
Good morning to Guru, Ajay, and all of the friends. Ramadaji, all the best for the news bulletin.
Thank you, Sampath, for checking in, and good signal, Sampath. Fine on the repeater. Do stand by for the news bulletin, Sampath. 73.90. Testing all stations. Do stand by with the GGM. Will be reading out the news bulletin on behalf of renowned Papa Yankee. NYP will be there to take all questions. Do stand by, please. GGM, mic to you.
Late 20s by herbicide and Africa. Marconi had the beginner's luck. In spite of high power and huge antennas, it was impossible to achieve radio telephony because of the spark business. We call it QRM today. Lead Forest invented the triode, which made possible the radio telephony. He introduced a grid between anode and cathode in Fleming's diode valve. This gauzy addition was a sensitive detector with 22 volts plate supply. It could also be used as an audio amplifier. Major Armstrong conceived reaction in a detector circuit. This enhanced the amplification by thousands, increased the selectivity, and made radio communication possible for great distances. He found that beyond the point of maximum sensitivity, the circuit became a generator of CW, incapable of high plate voltage required for transmitters. However, the audience was by 1913 when Irwin Langmuir created the hard vacuum triatron and diffusion pump technology that real high power RF oscillators could be made. Nevertheless, the Odeon was adopted for enhancing the range of landline telephony. Around this time, the brown tube, the proto-CRT, was developed, which would prove to be crucial for television and radar. Decades later, it survives as the only thermionic valve we see today. The Platron went on to become a high-power valve for transmitters and receiver RF stages. Receiver techniques were greatly improved by Major Armstrong, the superhit in 1918 and the
Super regenerator.
super regenerator in 1922. The CW power generated by hard vacuum tubes increased from hundreds of watts to several kilowatts by 1930s. Broadcast transmitters could use even 100 kilowatt crystal control was gradually adopted. Governments realized the importance of broadcasting. In Europe,
Long wave.
In Europe, long wave broadcasting and in America, medium wave broadcasting became established. Hitler's Germany as well as the USSR built several such high power stations. During these years, the wavelength below 200 meters were thought to be useless. Some people said that these short waves could not go beyond the backyard. Such wavelengths were permitted to be used by hams all over the world. The ham community largely consisted of experimenters. Hiram Percy Maxim was instrumental in saving the ham frequencies from being barred forever by the US government. He is immortalized in the word ham. The mid-30s saw phenomenal growth in the state-of-the-art superhit receivers became widespread after 1935. Fine radio receivers were built by E. H. Short, M. C. Mudd, Silver, Stewart Warner. By this time, the Penthode of Europe, the beam tetrode 6V6 was half a 6L6. The celebrated 807 was created by improving the 6L6 and using a top cap as the plate terminal. The 807 was to have a long service during World War II. The variable mu super control remote cutoff RF pentode had such an excellent signal handling capacity that it has never been surpassed There is no solid state equivalent for it. GE introduced metal vacuum tubes in 1935. By this time, special function tubes, high power transmitting tubes had become production line items. At the outbreak of World War II in 1939, radio communication spanned the globe. Tango Victor was built in its infancy. Wartime development of radar techniques speeded up the television. After the war, experimental BBC television was also resumed. Antennas radio improved enormously during these days. Some of the finest sets with crystal filters, ganged RF stages were built. The classical helicopters, hammer and communication receivers all belong to this era between 30s and early 50s. After World War II, a great deal of military surplus came in handy for hams. VHF activity, which was on 56 MHz in 30s, was changed over to 144 MHz. US Army had the first EME Moon Earth experiments around 1948. The ENIAC computer using some 16,000 6 SN7 cubes was built. The importance of cool running switching devices for computers was felt. The transistors invented. The era of transmission began over the years through the 50s and late 60s. The capabilities of the transmitter and late the ICs became so improved that the vacuum tube could be called thing of past. While the evolution occurred till 50s, the transistor caused a revolution in electronic communication. Gradually, the vacuum tube has vanished from the scene. Now we have advanced electronic based on microelectronics and silicon. Still, the technique of vacuum tube circuit era continue to be applied to the most modern electronics as well. Some vacuum tubes refuse to die, while high power TX tubes will be with us for quite a few decades. High power VHF klystron magnetrons for radar will be with us. This concludes the technical session of the morning bulletin, and thanks to you2 November Papa Yankee Old Man Gururaj for the fine compilation of the old, middle, and new histories of the communication as well as the ham radio. Thank you very much, all stations, for a patient listening. And so now it will be a open house for any questions and answers. So till then, I'll say 73 is to all and stand by on frequency. Mic over to you now.
Just to inform them, roll call. Thank you all stations for tuning in with us, and I hope you all had a good time listening to the bulletin today. The bulletin was compiled by VU3 November Papa Yankee, and it was read out by VU2 GTM Koru. The bulletin today, for the first time, has been a live cast on YouTube. I have about 15 stations viewing us now, but there was a shortage of time, so it could not be announced in advance. But we can make this a regular affair on every Sunday. Now, we'll take a small roll call, and then we'll proceed with the open house questions. Yeah, go ahead, Prakash.
Take the questions, then we can go for the roll call.
Okay, Roger. Any questions on the issue? I'll pass the mic back to View 3 and November Papa Yankee, and he'll be there to answer the questions. So stand back. Any good questions? Start off. Kuchkoli.
Roger, this is November Papa Yankee listening. Over.
Yeah, a very good morning to you, November Papa Yankee Gururaj. This open POP guidance. With all the latest advances in communication from the time communication has been evolved itself now. I mean, what we see in this not typical. I was thinking about the related one because you all must have heard of the pulse transmission where the data is totally encrypted and the entire thing is, also communicated in a millisecond. So would you be able to throw some light with respect to this pulse transmission of signals used on the NP video?
Roger, being an old timer, perhaps I am not in a position to tell you much about any such thing. I have been only studying revolts kind of stuff. Over.
Go ahead, Prakash.
Go ahead, Prakash.
Morning, Gururaj. A nice and interesting bulletin this morning and well read by all of them. Just for the whole gang, just curious to know if there is any valve model still working so that we can have a look.
Do you want a wall set which is working, or just you want some info about the kind of walls that exist? Over.
A wall set that is still working so that the hands can have a look. But how it was in the older days. Anybody else also on frequency can answer?
Please, Poro, will you have a look? You will be able to. No problem.
Drake TR4 ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ Drake TR4 valve mount
ಇಲ್ಲ ಬಾಬ್ಜಿ ಹತ್ರ ಬಾಬ್ಜಿ ಹತ್ರ ಇದೆ
Drake TR4 ನಿನ್ನೆ ಕೇಳಿದೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆಯೋ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾಲ್ಕೇಳಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
Okay, Prakash, morning to Subbu, KK here. Drake TR4 is being still used by View to RKC Bobji. So you can go to his shack and fire it up anytime. It's in working condition, and in fact he's been asking us for an eyeball, so we can all organize and go there. Prakash, DRH, go ahead.
Please do organize one meeting so that we can have a look.
Yeah, Raja. Thank you, Prakash. Do stand by, please. Any more questions for November Papa Yankee? Please go ahead.
BOP, can you repeat your question please about this? I am weak.
Go ahead, Venkat.
Yeah, good morning, KK, once again. Good morning to Gururaj there, Guru, Vivek, and thanks for the nice arrangement. Team also, yes, there was, but it's different audio because I was more interested in audio from the link. I have a question for Gururaj. Guru mentioned that the valves are still being used in high power transmissions and radars and other this thing. So if you can elaborate on that, and if there is any particular link where I can see on that, you're on simplex.
He's on simplex? Roger, I am right. Many of these high power valves are standard practice in radio transmission, and these high power clystrons are always there in the high power output stage of television transmitters and all that. For some other things that you mentioned, I am not entirely aware. Anyway, I know that magnetrons are a routine thing in radar for extremely high power, running into megawatts per pulse power. Over.
Thanks, Gururaj. Thanks for that. Thanks for the info, and thanks everybody for watching.
Poro ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ because in a
Back, why is that?
Why is it?
Go ahead, check back station.
Why is it here? Even today, on the radio and hypo transmitter, water cooled. That's the truth. Water cooled. So why some people are keeping you there? That is the effect.
Thank you for the info. Go ahead.
Some of us visit Bangalore station. Yeah, Hoskote.
Please come, please come.
You are right.
Hoskote.
And what is the function of the various water cooled tubes and all those things? Long back.
ಹೊಸಕೋಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದೆ ಅಂತ
I know that. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Anyone?
Still license to are used water cooled.
Yes, yes, it is being used. Yes, it is used. All India Radio has the water cooled power.
Thank you very much. Anyone also, please go ahead and enlighten us about many other things like that. Victor Lima Uniform, please go ahead.
Okay, good morning, Gururaj. Good morning to everybody there. I think YouTube channel, I saw there were only about 4 people watching. Maybe, I know on the view have there are quite a few people wanted on Ecolink and, wanted to watch from further off from Bangalore. So I think we can popularize this YouTube. Maybe we can also get this into our website, the link, so that there's more traffic driven to the website also. So we can probably discuss it offline. So I don't think there are many questions there. Probably you can go on with the roll call, KK. V3, you know it earlier.
Thank you, Elio, for checking in. And yeah, Raju, that Elio, I think it was a good bulletin and a good attempt to put it on YouTube by Vivek. In fact, yesterday night after the Ecolink request cropped up, I realized that it's going to be a while for us to get that online, and I don't know if it will happen shortly. So meanwhile, me and Vivek had a small chat, and we thought we'll put it up on YouTube, and that's how it started. It was published on ViewHams also yesterday night, but I think it was too late for people to check in and do login edit. Yeah, I think since no other questions are there, it's time to wind up the bulletins. This is the last call for any questions. You three, you are now calling. Come again, please. Come again, station. V3 BOM, Dilip, good morning. You are a little low on the audio, Dilip. Go ahead, NYP is with me. Go ahead, Dilip. Any question for the speaker? Go ahead.
My question would be about antennas. What kind of antennas was used from presently to presently? If the light can be thrown on that also, that aspect also, it will be quite helpful.
Antenna next time will be.
Thank you, Dilip, for checking in. Raju, that Dilip, the antenna topic is so vast that this is a very small, limited time we have to touch on that topic. And we have a lot of speakers lined up to speak on antennas, Dilip. Please stay tuned for the Sunday bulletins, and one of the bulletins will definitely touch up on antennas. And even if you want to present something, Dilip, you're most welcome. You can just give me a call and we can have it organized, Dilip. Go ahead, Dilip.
Thank you very much. I'm not that qualified. I'm just trying out my own over here now. Let me see how successful I am. If I'm successful, then definitely I will come and share it and YouTube with everyone.
Dilip, thank you for checking in. Have a good Sunday, Dilip, for the time being. The bulletin is going to be wound up now, and the roll call will start. Calling for the roll call, please go ahead.
Lima uniform.
No. All from
Oscar Foxtrot Kilo. Contact director.
Next time. ಆಗಲ್ಲ. Anything I've missed on top? Okay, thank you all. I think from next week onwards, the roll call, we should make it alphabetical order. So I'd like to try that out again, please. So we'd like to call people from the alphabet alpha stations only to check in, please.
Yeah, that will be better. KK, you can ask how many were watching on the YouTube also.
Take roll call.
We'll do that after the roll call, Venkat. So, any alpha stations? Bravo stations?
Bravo Oscar Mike. Bravo Oscar Papa. Bravo Lima Romeo.
Okay, Charlie stations?
Charlie Foxtrot. Charlie Kilo Papa.
Any more Charlie stations?
Charlie Kilo Papa. Romeo.
Okay, Roger. I have CFR and CKP. Any Mike stations?
Delta.
Okay, I have MUD. Delta stations? Any more Mike stations, please? Delta Echo Foxtrot, DEF. Good morning, old man. DEF, go ahead. What's your handle, please?
This is new to Delta Echo Foxtrot. Handle Devanshu, operating from DC Bangalore.
Okay, Roger that, Dipanshu. Thank you for the checking in there and to stand by. Any more Mike stations? Echo stations, please come in. Foxtrot stations. Golf stations.
GGM.
Golf station from
Golf, Mike.
Any more golf stations? Hotel stations? Any more hotel stations?
Hotel Charlie Juliet.
Any more hotel stations? Check back station, go ahead. Okay, Roger that. Got you there, Daya. Any India stations?
India Mike Victor.
Any more India stations? Any Juliet stations? Juliet Hotel Kilo. Any more Juliet stations? Kilo stations, please come in. Lima stations, please come in.
Where Lima uniform?
Any more Lima stations? Mike stations, please come in. Nancy stations, November stations, please come in. Thank you, Bharat. Any more November stations, please come in. Oscar stations, come in. Any more Oscar stations? Go ahead, Bharat.
And this group over here, and please copy and invite you also on another call.
Okay, Rajendra, Dilip, thanks for letting me know that Dilip just missed out on November Papa Yankee. Do stand by, Dilip. Any Oscar stations, please come in. Papa stations, please check in.
Papa 00. Papa Romeo test. November.
Rajesh, PRH, and Prakash, thank you. Others, any more PN station, any more Papa stations? Quebec stations, please come in. I miss QNY on this. Wish he was there with us today. Romeo stations, please come in.
Romeo, Quebec.
Romeo, Quebec. Any more Romeo stations? Sierra stations, please come in. Thank you, Venu. Go ahead, Dash, check back.
Where RQ is operating from?
RQ, QSL on that. Could I have your QTH? Go ahead.
QTH, Bangalore.
Dash is in Bangalore. Where are you, RQ? RQ, yeah, sir. Sir.
The place is called Karnataka.
RQ. Jam. Okay, thank you, Jam, and nice to hear you on the Sunday Bulletin, Jam. And had JMX the other day had mailed me and told that you're here and asked me to check with you. So nice to know that you also tuned in, Jam. Do stand by, please. Stations from Sierra, go ahead. Any more Sierra stations? Tango stations, please come in. Any more Tango stations? Uniform stations, please come in. I'm putting UNO down. Any more uniform stations? Victor stations, please come in. Any Victoria stations? Whiskey stations, please come in. X-ray stations, please come in. Yankee stations, please come in.
We used to Yankee Echo. I think you can just put the camera a little away, it's too close. And the back also because the light is dominating, so clarity is much better.
Roger that, Ramesh. It was an experimental setup, so should take care of that next time onwards, Ramesh. Thank you for the info there, and to stand by, Ramesh. Any more Yankee stations? Why said any more? Zulu stations, please come in.
What is it here? The major contribution fancy is shortwave. Shortwave, you are not allowed to use long-wave and mini-wave. So shortwave seems to be signal from hand. And SSP is also contribution by hand.
Roger that, QSL on that shortwave and SSP is our contribution. I think Gururaj,
I never mentioned
it. It didn't mention that. He's here and he stands corrected. Thank you, Vizag, Sampath. Any Zulu stations? Suresh, is that a check back? Okay, Roger, Suresh, noted you down there. To stand by. Okay, time to wind up the roll call. Any stations who have missed could check in, please. Yeah, Nistandra or Ilash, roll call gap. Yes, sir. Okay, thank you all stations. Time to wind up the Sunday News Bulletin and the net now. We had 29 stations on the roll call, and we had 16 check-ins in the morning net. It was wonderful conducting the net today. Thanks to VP November Papa Yankee for the wonderful presentation, and we to GGM for being kind enough to read it out on behalf of November Papa Yankee. Today the news bulletin was live broadcast on YouTube. Thanks to our webmaster, HK, who was